Welcome to Module 1, Lesson 7. Today we're going to be rounding numbers to named places, and we're going to do so with a vertical number line here. And so for my first problem, I have 3 and 1/10. So I have to think to myself, and I want to round, by the way, to hundredths place. So I have to think to myself, well, what hundredths is this number in between? And if I were to go ahead and write another 0 there so that I have hundredths, I can see that this is in between 3 and 10 hundredths and 3 and 11 hundredths. Now the halfway point between these two numbers is going to be 3 and 105 thousandths. Now my number happens to be 3 and 10 hundredths, so this is no surprise that the answer rounded to the nearest hundredth is 3 and 10 hundredths. For the next problem, I want to go to tenths, and I have 3 and 1/10, and that is exactly in between 3 and 1/10, and the next one up is 3 and 2/10, and halfway in between is 3 and 15 hundredths. Well, once again, we are actually exactly on one of them. So rounded to the nearest tenth place, this number would be 3 and 1/10. And for the last one, I want to go to the tens place. And on a number line, 3 is right in between 0 and 10. And right in the middle of that is 5. My 3 and 1/10 is going to be somewhere around here. And so we can see that this, rounded to the tens place, is really closest to 0. And that's rounding that number to those three different place values. One last problem here. I have the number 115 and 376 thousandths. And if I want to go to the hundredths place, this is going to be in between 115 and 37 hundredths and 115 and 38 hundredths, and the middle point there is going to be 115 and 375 thousandths. Now 115 and 376 thousandths is just going to be a little bit more than that, right about right here. And so I can see that in this case I am closer to this number. So round it to hundredths place, I have 115 and 38 hundredths. Going to ones place, I am looking here and I have 100 between 115 and 116, and halfway between is going to be 115 and 5/10. And my number 115, and I have 3/10, so that's going to be right about here. And you can see that this is closer to 115, so that's my number here. My last problem, I want to go to the tens place. And so 115 and 376 thousandths is in between 110 and 120. And the middle point is 115. And I have up here 115 and then just a little bit more. So that point is going to be just a little bit above the 115. So we're actually closer to 120, rounding to the nearest 10. And that's the end of today's lesson.